Fred Hampton Reborn. It was December 4th, 1969, early morn, when most people turn over in their sleep, when a creeping death squad of Chicago cops raided an apartment on Monroe Street in a premeditated plan to murder Deputy Chairman Fred Hampton, 21-year-old leader of the Illinois Black Panther Party and a master organizer. Sleeping beside him was his young wife, Deborah, and sleeping within her, under her heart, was a black baby boy who was swimming in a salty sea, inches away from his father, whom he would never look upon. For Chicago cops, aided and abetted by J. Edgar Hoover's FBI and a traitorous black snitch, were determined that Fred Hampton would not live another day. The cops, black cops among them, shot over 100 bullets into the Monroe Street apartment, killing Fred and Captain Mark Clark, a young Panther visiting from Peoria, Illinois. Typically, the cops lied for weeks about the raid until independent investigations proved it wasn't a shootout, but a shoot-in, with cops firing 100 shots and a Panther, Captain Clark, firing one as they came through the door. Panthers were shot in their beds. Fred was dosed with secobarbital, a barbiturate, laced into his soda by Panther traitor William O'Neill. He slept through his own assassination by government agents. Some 3 weeks later, Fred's wife would give birth to their child, who would come to be known as Fred Hampton Jr., a young man who, like his martyred father, has a deep and abiding love for his people and is an energetic organizer and gifted speaker. I asked him about his early days. Was he put down with his dad's Panther and political history, or was he protected by not being told things until he was older? He answered,
well, basically, upbringing in an organization. In other words, my mama and the movement played a key role in my upbringing. To be informed of the impact that not only the Chairman Fred, but as well as the organization he's part of, the Black Panther Party, powerful impact that they had not only on African people, but humanity in general.
His thoughts about today's black political and community leadership is especially insightful.
We like to say that there are no foregone conclusions. Like to make the distinction from those that the state sanctioned, quote-unquote, leaders, as opposed to those that come from the masses, they come from the valley. You put into practice a slogan that we like to say that, we work for the people. The streets are our office. Concrete, that's our desk. Our secretary consists of the street soldiers. I got a tremendous amount of love, respect for those who are here on a day-to-day basis. Those who are not is what Malcolm referred to as the quote-unquote responsible leaders. The ones that the state don't want you to know about. The ones that's sincere about the freedom and independence of our people. And I know also we have to create such a groundswell, be so intense, that it forced these state-sanctioned cats, to get out the arena or at least fake the funk up the ante. That we don't make it cool for them to use euphemisms no more. They no longer they say police brutality. Recognize it for what it is, police terrorism. No longer, gentrification, urban renewal, call it what it is, the land grab. And they might not be one of we clear they ain't gonna be on no front line of riders, but they have to have some point of unity addressing issues on political prisoners, the miseducation of colonial schools. Don't feel comfortable and don't be allowed use as tools or pawns when the ruling class start throwing them in to hijack our struggles and throw us up our so on and so forth leadership. We ain't doing no liberalism, because we not playing for no higher position and no titles. Our lives are at stake. Our lives are at stake. We just got to do our job. They got to be clear. They can play a role. They cannot, these cats can't come on. Can't hijack our struggle.
Not surprisingly, he's the spitting image of his father. But more importantly, the fighting spirit of Fred Hampton seems reborn in him. Like Fred, others have been born in the midst of state terrorism in black America. Most know of the legendary early hours of Tupac Shakur, born to former Black Panther Afeni Shakur. Perhaps fewer know of Mike Africa Jr., the bright son of Mike and Debbie Africa, political prisoners of the August 8, 1978 police attack on MOVE headquarters. Mike literally was born in jail. Indeed, because MOVE women knew that the state would separate mother and child, they hid the birth for several weeks, going down to the mess hall to get extra food for their sister Debbie so that her delivery wouldn't be noticed. He is today a revolutionary like his mother and father, just as Fred is the son of two revolutionaries, two sons, two movements, both revolutionaries of the longest war for freedom in the American empire. From Death Row, this is Mumia Abu-Jamal. These commentaries are produced by Noelle Hanrahan for Prison Radio.